Hey guys, welcome back to the Canada Immigration Guide channel. Today, we'll be discussing jobs in high demand in Canada. Did you know that storekeeping jobs are among Canada's top 10 jobs in demand right now? Let's examine Canada's most sought after storekeeping positions and how you could use them as a stepping stone to Canadian permanent residency. Storekeepers are in high demand in Canada due to the expansive retail industry. Canada is the home to many large retail chains such as Walmart, Loblaws, and Canadian Tire. All these companies need storekeepers to manage their inventory and ensure that their stores run smoothly. Canada also has many independent stores and shops which require storekeepers to manage their stocks. The best part about storekeeping jobs is that they don't require much experience, and some companies don't even need any work experience. You can apply entirely as a fresher. There's no IELTS test required, and the pay ranges from 50,000 to 80,000 Canadian dollars or around $25 per hour with flexible working hours. There are plenty of opportunities for advancement in these fields. You can even bring your family along with you, which includes your spouse or common law partners and your children, and they can get a work study or visit visa depending on what applies to your situation. In this video, I'll show you all the websites where the storekeepers jobs are listed, the requirements and job duties, and how you can get a work permit for these storekeepers jobs. Stay tuned till the end. Let's get started. Now, what is storekeeping? What roles or responsibilities do storekeepers do exactly? Let's find out. After an organization has finished making its purchases, the next step is storekeeping, which is a process that immediately follows the completion of the purchase of inventory, materials, or finished goods. These items must be kept in a storehouse, a structure designed to preserve and distribute all of these items. The individual responsible for running a store or storehouse is known as a storekeeper. Storekeeping duties and responsibilities include: Number 1. Storing items in the warehouse, tool room or supply room orderly. Number 2. Protecting, managing and supervising in addition to providing a variety of critical day-to-day tasks such as ordering, receiving, storing, tracking orders and accounting work. Number 3. Storekeepers also keep a sale record and restock the store or business accordingly. You must ensure that your store is clean and organized at all times and avoid under or overstocking materials. Number 4. Lastly, storekeepers also receive and sort incoming parts and supplies, process requisition and distribute internal parts and supplies, and advise retail customers or internal users on requested parts, supplies or materials. There are many more duties and responsibilities that we may have yet to mention here, and maybe you feel like they are a storekeeper's primaries or mandatory duties in Canada. You can mention them or let us know in the comment section below. What are the requirements or eligibility criteria of the storekeeper? Is there any experience needed? General requirements require you to be punctual and organized, followed by a minimum of high school education. If you have previous experience in retail, preferably in management position, that will give you an advantage. However, it's not a mandatory requirement, and many companies in Canada offer job opportunities to people who are just starting out. One also has to have good verbal and written communication skill in English, as you will interact with many people regularly. You'll also need to be proficient in the use of Microsoft Office as well as other necessary soft skills as well. These are the only requirements you'll need, and as you can see, they are straightforward to achieve since there's no IELTS requirements and there are no proof of funds requirements, at least for your work permit stage. Let us look at the top sites or employment sites that one can use to apply for storekeeping jobs in Canada. Glassdoor is the first website on this list, followed by Indeed, jobbank.gc.ca, the official website for job listings maintained by the Canadian government. Finally, LinkedIn is the most important and efficient website. You can use these websites to get legitimate storekeeper job offers even in countries other than Canada. The sites also provide the necessary details you may need to know about storekeeping jobs like minimum qualification, pay and working hours, among others. So what happens after you get a job offer? After getting a job offer, one is presented with two options. The first choice is to submit an application for a work permit under the terms of the job offers that is extended to you annually. You can apply for a work permit after receiving a job offer or an employment contract from an employer in Canada. Canada issues more than 500,000 work permits to temporary foreign workers from all over the world. The second option is to use your job offer to increase your points or selection chances for various immigration programs that facilitate your permanent residence. These programs include Express Entry and PNPs, which are provincial nominee programs. However, having a job offer is not required to apply for these immigration programs. If you already have a job offer, your chances of being chosen for these positions significantly increase. If you want to save time, you can fly to Canada directly on a work permit, and after you work in Canada for at least a year, you can apply for permanent residency there. You may be wondering how long it takes to process or receive a work permit. Well, here's the good news. The processing time for immigration programs ranges from 6 months for the express entry to a couple of months or years for PNPs. If you want to save time, you can fly to Canada directly on a work permit. The first option is a work permit, which you can get in around 1 to 2 months depending on where you're applying from and your job as well. If you happen to get a work permit, your dependent family members such as your spouse and your children may be eligible for a work visitor or study permit, depending on the circumstances. Still, if you get your permanent residence, all of your dependent family members will get their permanent residence at the same time as well. Alright guys, so that's the deal with that. An IELTS test or proof of funds is not required for a work permit, but you need to take an IELTS test if you decide to apply for permanent residence. We have come to the end of our video. What other topics would you be interested in hearing about? Leave a comment below letting us know, and remember to subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content of this video. We hope to see you in the next video. Stay safe.